Hello, everybody. This is Donna Stinson from Can We Talk About It? I'm here at 1420 Washington Street, down here at the Bamboo Suites, where Mike Johnson is the proprietor of Alliance Media and Business. I also have a partner. His name is Walter. He has Walterland Productions, and you can see some of his work on Walter Productions on Facebook. Me, Mike, there's a young man by the name of Dominique Grayson, and Veronica Sims. Hey, Veronica. So we all got together and we did a PSA, a public service announcement, and it's dealing with men being abused. So we always hear about women being abused. We always hear about where there's safe havens, there's safe houses for women, and how, the women, they have places where they can go talk. They have shelters for women, but we never hear about what they have for men that's abused. They never, tell you anything about the men. So we got together and put together a PSA as far as men being abused. So you can actually check it out. For the very first time we're showing this, and it's going to be Monday, May the 2nd. It's going to be on WHPR, so you can probably check us out on Fire Stick, Roku, YouTube, and TV 33, and if you don't have cable, 15.2 on regular television. So on with the show. So what I want to say is, there's signs that we don't pick up with men. And one of the signs is when a man is being abused, the woman, just like when you switch it around, when a man gets to getting agitated with his woman and he looks at her a certain way, or he says a certain things to make her nervous, it's the exact same thing for a man. So if you see a woman, with a very vicious tone, and you see a man, end up, with a nervous laugh, or he's trying to laugh it off, he's 9 times out of 10, I'll say 8 times out of 10, he's being abused. If you see, number two, if you see the man try to excuse himself to go to the men's room or something like that after his abuser, we'll say this, because I'm not talking about a real woman, after his abuser has downgraded him in front of all his friends or even her friends, you'll see him try to make a beeline either for the bathroom, never come back, things like that. If you hear a man, just like a woman, always making excuses of why, their mate or whoever the person is, their abuser, why they're doing that, or they had a bad day, there's not enough bad days in the world to make me want to put my hands on my husband. There's not enough bad days in this world to make my husband want to put his hands on me. So that's a bunch of crock. Sometimes when you find these women and they've been abused and they are a victim, they themselves sometimes turn into an abuser. We have to be very, very vigilant for our brothers. We have all of these resources for sisters, but what about the brothers? We need resources for them too. We need to find a way to get the word out that men, our brothers, are becoming extinct. They're being effeminized. A lot of men, I'm not gonna say a lot of men, but some men go gay. They will never tell you why, but some men actually turn into homosexuals because they've been beaten by women. There's been women that's been beaten so much by men, they just go to what they know, other women. But sometimes in the long run, when men or women, be it men or women, once they become a victim, sometimes it's like it's a high rate that them too will turn into an abuser. We are a village that needs to be aware of the mental health of not only our sisters when it comes to abuse, but our brothers also. There's so many things that run through our minds where, oh, I should have said, or I would have, could have, should have, and we need to start speaking up. It don't cost anything to look and listen and be observant. with that being said, I think there was a time when I was abused, and it was a very lonely feeling. I felt cut off from my family. I felt cut off from the world. I felt cut off from my friends, and I couldn't even tell the person that I was with. I couldn't even tell their family. Their family had no idea that I was being abused. So us as being abusers, we have to take that step and stand up and say, I'm being abused. I need help. We have to do that. That goes for the men. Nobody's going to judge you, my brother, because you're saying this person is abusing me and I need help. I need to get away. I need to get out of this situation. No one's going to judge you for that. If they're not judging the sisters, why would they judge you? Just like abusers, they'll tell you, they're going to laugh at you. You're a man. They're not going to believe I'm doing this to you. Just look at this thing now. I'm not name dropping, and I'm not into dealing with celebrities or anything like that. But Johnny Depp and his wife, it's been all over the news and everything about what was going on. Come to find out, she was abusing him. They were actually abusing each other, but a lot of stuff came out about the things she was doing too. I mean, we have men that's in great stature. It could be a politician, it could be a celebrity, it could be an athlete. We don't know, but they're there and they're scared and they need us. And you need to say something. Until we can all come together, until we can all start being vigilant and aware and move as a unit, we'll never see these things because we're so busy with our own lives. It's always me, me, me. We have to stop being so selfish. We have to look out for the man next to us, the woman next to us. We have to look out for the children in the community, the children in our village. And just like victims go back into a childlike state because they're scared and they feel like there's nobody there to help them. So we have to be vigilant, to be observant, to hurt people. Because in some cases, hurt people will hurt people. So we have to look beyond what a person is saying. Like, you may walk up on somebody that's doing these things to a man, and they may be out in public. And you're like, well, you shouldn't be doing, stay out my business. Your business is my business, especially when we're out in public. We need to stop just filming this stuff and putting it up because it's not a joke. Being abused, being hurt, being alienated, being tormented in your mind, that's not a joke. A lot of people have committed suicide because they thought in their minds nobody could help them. And there is help out here for you, brothers. There is help out here for you. But you have to speak up and say, I need the help. Some men, they'll say, well, I don't want her to go to jail. Maybe that's where she needs to go so she can think about the things that she's doing. And if you don't want to send her to jail, then maybe you guys need to go and have counseling. Because when you're in counseling, it's a safe place. And if she's going through this, then you both can be helped. But by no means do you sit on your hands and say to yourself, what do I do? What do I do? Nobody's going to believe me. People will believe you. What's my next step? Your next step is to speak up. That's the next step. Don't worry about your abuser. Is your abuser worrying about you? We need to understand that our mental status and the way that we live in this world and the way we flow in this world, if our mental status isn't up to par, we're going to have a problem in our relationships with others. You're going to have a problem on your job. You're going to have a problem just being with yourself because you're going to feel like I can't even live with myself. I can't talk to nobody. Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening because you're not speaking loud enough, dear. You have to open up your mouth so people can open up their hearts and their minds and receive what you're saying. My brothers, never, ever be scared to tell somebody, I'm being hurt. I'm being abused. Post-traumatic stress disorder, they say, is a soldier's ailment. But the ghetto is a war field. There's a war field or a battlefield going on in your mind every time you're abused and you don't tell anybody. The battle is in your mind, and it's showing up in bruises on your body. And you're making excuses for why the bruises is there. I ran into a door. I was playing football, or I was getting out of bumped something. No, she's beating me, and I need somebody to help me. And now is not the time, once this abuser is out your life, because what I found out was, when you're in a situation where you're being abused, another person to come in your life right away, that is not what you need. You need time to yourself. You need time to process the things you've been through, and you need time to understand what you went through. You need time to have counseling. You need time to grow and get to know yourself, because you lose yourself when you're being abused. And until you come to the knowledge of self, you're going to always let somebody abuse you somewhere. Whether it's mental, physical, emotional. We are grown-ups. And I understand that children go through this, but we need to be talking about our men now. We are grown-ups. If you're grown enough to put a blunt to your mouth, if you're grown enough to walk out and go get something to drink, if you was grown enough to get into this relationship, you're grown enough to get out of it. Because only a coward, only a bully, or only a person who's been abused would turn around and inflict that same abuse on you. I've been abused. I'm close to 60. I'll be hitting 60 pretty soon, and more than half my life I've been abused. But the reason I found myself, and I was blessed not to be an abuser, because I had a higher power. And I knew my higher power could take me through. We can't do this on our own, my brothers. The sisters, they're not doing it on their own, and you can't do it on your own. So you have people that care about you. You still have to call in, even if you got to call a women's shelter and say, I'm being battered, I'm being abused, until they can make a way to have shelters for men that's battered and abused. Call a woman's shelter and tell them, I'm being battered, I'm being abused. I actually need somebody to come and see about me. We have to start paying attention. That's the only way that we're going to get this abuse thing out of the way, whether it's a man doing a woman or a woman doing a man. But we're talking about the brothers today. The brothers have to work. They have to take care of their young ones. They have to take care of their wives. And I'm only speaking on the way that the Bible would have us live. The Bible says if a man don't work, he don't eat. So if a man is battered and bruised and can't go into work, he still has to eat. So you have to tell. You have to tell somebody. You have to let people know that what this person is doing to me is not right. I've held my tongue long enough and I can't hold it anymore. You can't protect that person. The best thing and the best gift you can give an abuser is the gift of not being silent and telling on them. There's been abusers in my life who I never thought would change their ways, but once I told on them, they went to jail, they got their life in order, and they started getting counseling. I would never go back to them, but they're in healthy relationships. And even abusers themselves, they suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, because once they start realizing that something is going on in their lives and their life has become unmanageable, that's the time to jump on it. Once you realize this. Now, sometimes when men or women, when they're being abused, it becomes somewhat of a drug to them, if you will, and they get used to it. So I want people who've been abused, who has the type of mind where, you know, they just feel like they can't stop doing what they're doing. Pick up an NA, Narcotics Anonymous book. It's not just for drug addicts. You can be an abuse addict. You can be a workaholic addict. You can be any type of addict. In the first steps of the 12-step program, it tells you the first thing you have to do, you have to admit that your life has become unmanageable and you need help with it. So until we come to realization that we're out of control, our life has become unmanageable, we found this sickening fascination for hitting other people, women. We need help with that. We can't just turn a blind eye, sisters and brothers. We can't turn a blind eye to our brothers getting hit just because they're men. Men need love. Men need attention too. And if we don't give it to them, who will? These bells sound so good. They are so right on time. It's like a sense of sanctuary. And until we come together and give sanctuary to whom sanctuary is due, we're all responsible for the abuse that falls upon all of us. So until the next time we talk, we're at the Bamboo Suites. Cheers. We're down at 1420 Washington Boulevard, where Mike Johnson is the proprietor of Media Alliance Media. Once again, my name is Donna Stinson from Can We Talk About It? This Monday, May the 2nd, look me up on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm going to be on TV 33, Comcast Channel 90, 15.2, Roku, and Fire Stick. And until next time, stay strong and be strong.